Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always, told out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to have a look at a big update when we're talking about Shrouded Fable. You see, yesterday I told you everything I could, but one of the things about my channel is, right, we're a news channel. So yesterday I was very literally bringing you the news as it was breaking. Like, I was recording the video before we had the products put up on the Pokemon Center and before the press release was revealed, before it was put out there, and I had to kind of change my video as we were going. That is how on it we were yesterday. But that means that since I spoke to you yesterday, there's been a bit of an update. There's a few more things that we know, there's a few more things that are out there, and we need to have a little bit of a chat about it. Now, as a very quick recap, Shrouded Fable is a new set, an A set, not a main set, not one of our 4 free monthly sets, which is coming out on August the 2nd. Now, as I told you in yesterday's video, that is incredibly relevant, because that means that it will be legal for the first time at the World Championships, which I am personally extremely happy about. Because if we didn't have this, then the Worlds format would basically be the same as the NAIC format, and that's just a bit boring. Now, I'm not playing NAIC and I'm not playing Worlds, so I'm coming from a different perspective here, but as an outside observer, oh, it's way more fun when the format gets shaken up. It's cool that that's going to happen. And this is basically, with a few exceptions, it is basically Japan's Night Wanderer, which is coming out next month, just whacked into a mini set and released over here. And one of the things we didn't really talk about yesterday that I want to mention just quickly here, we are syncing up with Japan. Now, we're not doing so perfectly, because before the World Championships, Japan is going to get Stellar Miracle. We're assuming that's coming out on July the 19th. That's what listings we've seen her saying. So Japan is actually still going to be one set ahead of us. It's not perfect. However, instead of Japan now having a mini set and a main set that we don't have, that they can't use at Worlds, they've now just got Stellar Miracle, just got the main set. Is it perfect? No. It's not, but it is a lot closer, and if anyone's wondering why they're doing this, because I had some questions about this, Wassy, why is the Pokemon Company taking a Japanese mini set that would normally just be whacked into our regular set and releasing it as a mini set right before Worlds to get our format for Worlds as close to Japan's as possible? And they haven't done a perfect job of it, because like I've said, Japan is going to have Stellar Miracle before Worlds, and we are not getting that. We're not getting anything else. Like, literally, Shrouded Fable is the latest possible product we are getting before Worlds, because it is released just in time to be legal on day 1 of Worlds, all right? Just in time. But we are a lot closer than we would otherwise have been, and that's cool. And something to remember about Night Wanderer, we have not seen the whole set yet. And it is already better than Crimson Haze, in my estimation. It is a decent set. No, it's not the best set ever, and I'm not claiming it is for a second. I am claiming that it has got decent cards in it. We've already seen, for instance, Pheasantdipty, which is basically, it's got the same ability as Oricorio GX. And remember how that saw a bunch of play? Yeah, that's coming. Our Okidogi GX has got an attack whereby free energy, it does 260 if it's poisoned. And then we got Petulant, which is a switch that will leave you poisoned. And then you're doing 260, and there's ways to get this up to KOing stage 2 EXs pretty easily, as I explained in my video the other day. There are good cards in this set already. I mean, we got Kyurem coming. Remember, that's the one where if your opponent's got any Colress card in the discard pile, you can use the attack for 1 colorless energy, and it does 110 to 3 of your opponent's Pokemon. It is just a blatant Lost Zone deck counter. It is awesome. Genuinely awesome. And we've not seen a bunch of this set as it stands at the moment. We are going to see a whole bunch more. This is a set which is shaping up nicely, and right now, as I record this, we've seen like a dozen cards from the set. Now, our set is bigger than that. Our set is going to be around about 95 cards, whereas they've got 64. So there's going to be some other random cards brought in. Again, very deliberately. It's not a coincidence that this set is releasing just in time for Worlds. This is Pokemon basically saying we want to shake up the Worlds format, and I am all in favour of it. So that's what's going on in that regard. But there are a couple of products which have gone and been revealed since yesterday. Now, they aren't huge new products like that, but they are new products nonetheless. For instance, yesterday I didn't show you the second booster bundle. Showed you the first one, didn't show you the second one. And remember, Pokemon have been doing this for a while now with the booster bundle, and that is to say, it is basically the same product in a wider box. It's just a different configuration to go on shelves, but it's one of those things where you need to know this so you don't get confused when you're walking around your shops. There are two different booster bundles. Both of them are just 6 packs for the price of 6 packs. The contents are exactly the same, but in stores where they really need to save space, you're going to see the thinner one, whereas in stores where they really want to try and grab your attention, you are going to see the wider one. And just from a consumer businessy standpoint here, it's actually really good business practice to have the two different versions of it, and I'm a little bit of a fan. The other new product that they went and revealed was the King Gambit, well, it's a showcase. It's a little bit different to the product I showed you yesterday, but it's basically just a new way to get promos out there. So this has the King Gambit illustration rare, which of course we know that we're getting. We know that the King Gambit illustration rare for us is going to be coming in the King Gambit illustration collection, and it's a very similar product. The real difference is we get 4 packs, whereas this other product you get 3. Now this seems to be in Portuguese. Generally speaking, these are products for the Brazilian market. And I have had some friends tell me these are Brazilian products. And basically, the theory here is rather simple. It is a cheaper product which suits some markets a little bit better. Also, it's given us a better look at the King Gambit art. Obviously, the text here is in Portuguese, but in terms of showing off the artwork here, we've got a better look at it, and that's rather lovely. And it's just different product for a different market. And you might see these, although they are generally designed, it seems, for markets like Brazil to get some cheaper versions of the same product out there. We've seen products like this popping up in Europe, popping up in the US. So it's another one of those products that you should be aware of, so that when you see it, you know what's going on. Now, I'll be honest with you, in yesterday's video, I showed you the mini tins. I didn't show you the picture as a whole. And the reason was, trying to figure it out from the tins is actually super annoying. And I was trying to get that video out as soon as possible. It was big, important breaking news. And please don't hate me for saying this. I didn't have a reference image for the order of the mini tins. And I thought it was better to get the video out 5 minutes earlier than spend 5 minutes trying to figure out the order in which the tins go. Well, now we do have a reference image, so I present to you the 5 tins, lined up, the mini tins, lined up nicely so you can see the order in which they go. There we go. Is it important? I don't know. Might be for some of you. So now you've been told. The other thing is, I didn't tell you a couple of things about the number of packs in some of the products yesterday. So confirm the Greninja and Kingdra. The special illustration collections come with 5 packs each. We have a placeholder image for the Kingdra, which we didn't have when I started recording the video, but we did have by the time I finished editing it. It doesn't show us very much. It confirms that we're getting a Kingdra EX, and then a Horsey and a Seadra, which is lovely. And it confirms we're not getting anything else. It's just the 3 promos and the 5 packs. But there's nothing else that has been confirmed. I'm sorry. It really is also looking like we have only got one version of the Pecharunt Blister. Most of the time, we get 3 versions of this. Like, if we take Paldean Fates as an example, we had the Fido version, and we had the Graveyard version, and we had the Massive version. There were 3 different versions. That doesn't seem to be the case here. No other images of any others have surfaced. And frankly, in the press release, it didn't mention any other versions. Which, it's weird that no news is news, but it's not news and it is news. The fact that there's only one of these is actually fairly important. Because we're used to having 3 versions. And when I saw this, I looked for the other versions. There are no other versions here. It's literally just this. But honestly, the fact that it is only this is actually genuinely noteworthy, as weird as that might sound. Also, one thing I couldn't show you yesterday, but I can show you today, the regular Elite Trainer box for Shrouded Fable, as opposed to the Pokemon Center exclusive one that I showed you yesterday. They are very, very similar this time. They're not exactly the same, but they are very, very similar, so just be a little bit careful. As you're looking at this, you have been warned. And I think that's about it. There was a bunch of stuff. I mean, I told you a lot of stuff yesterday, but there were a few little bits yesterday that we basically didn't have because the video was made and uploaded so gosh darn fast. And that's where I come in and fix it today. But I've come in today, and I have fixed it, so now it's over to you guys. Tell me which of these things you're excited about. Tell me what you feel about this set. Tell me how excited you are. Tell me anything you want to tell me in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at Lawasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. And get shoutouts on the channel like the lovely Mary Sanders Lazenby, who's been a supporter of ours for a while now and is a very lovely person. So shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.